Hello there, everyone, and welcome back to True Crime and Justice. Even I get that wrong. I've got to alter my intro to the Sebastian Rogers one because it's just got crime and justice. And it isn't no more, it's true crime and justice. So, hello, everyone. Hello to those on X who are here tonight. Thank you for being here, taking your time out of your evening to come listen to me ramble on. Tonight we're looking at the Nancy Guthrie case and how Sheriff Nanos has kicked the YouTubers out. What is it about these police, these law enforcement, they don't like YouTubers? Is it because they find the faults with them? You know what I mean? Is it because these YouTubers actually find out the faults and the mistakes they make? Because every case I know, they don't want YouTubers there, but when you think of it, that Petito case, if it wasn't for a YouTuber who was live, who had a video running in her vehicle, who saw when she went over a video, she saw the van. So it's just sickening to think that YouTubers always get the bad end of it all. When really law enforcement made big mistakes on this case from the day one. Not just law enforcement, FBI as well. Made some big mistakes. One of them was handing the house back on the Monday after she went missing. And then FBI coming on I think it's Tuesday or Wednesday, they wanted to have a look at the house. So they closed the house up again. They take the walk around the house, do what they wanted to do, hand it back again. Hi, Anne. And then they close it again to go back in again. Right? Then they hand it back again. Then they told, oh, did you not know about that camera that's on the side of that outhouse, the little granny flat, as I call them, right? Granny places. And they went back again, could not miss this camera. The camera was pointing into their back garden. Right? So you couldn't miss that camera. But FBI did. And they'd been there twice before. Law enforcement missed it. Because they was in such a rush to clear this case and hand the house back to the family and clear the family. Some big mistakes. And then when they closed the house down, finally, boom, they was letting gardeners in. Maintenance people in. And that's what I said the other night. This is a dream case for a defence team because their is around the area, those dropping gloves left. While they're looking for any evidence, like the gloves that guy was wearing, like the bag or anything like that, they're walking around with black gloves and dropping them here, there, and anywhere. That had been found now. You know what I mean? Because it's cross contamination. They don't know whose glove belongs to who. I'll tell you, I'd love to be the defence team on this case. I'd be the only way they're gonna get any justice for Nancy is A, if they find the culprit or the people involved, and one of them or all of them, whoever it is, says, yeah, okay, we did it. You can find and show them where to find her body. That's the only way they're going to come up with it somewhere. But to do it, I think they're going to have to give them a deal. Because they're not going to say, yeah, we done it. Yeah, send us away for life. Yeah, they're going to want a deal out of this. You want to know where she is? You want us to tell you where she is? Well, you make us a deal. Defense dreams case. I'd love to be a defense attorney on this one. Anyway, so the other day I noticed there was a YouTuber. So today I thought about it and I thought, what was all that about? Right? And I typed it in, now. Right, no, don't want that one, that's my one. Right. Here it is, Daily Mail. I do know I captured that new face to the chat. Um, who came up to the house and was standing out there posing, and a photographer was taking photos of her outside the house. And I thought, how sick. Who lived in that home for like, has been abducted. I'm not saying kidnapped, right? Because I don't think there was a kidnap. I don't know. Kidnapping and abduction, is it the same? Kidnapping comes with ransom notes. Abductions don't tend to come with. Oh, do they? I don't know. Right? Because I don't believe. I really, really don't. So, if we've got an impatient one here, I'm going to share it with you so you can see it as well. Uh, God, we got some impatient. Come on, add to stage. I'm clicking on it. Add it to stage. Piece of. Oh God, I'm waiting for it to add. Oh, this page isn't responding. We know. Look at that. Yesterday, I went online to my favourite app, Amazon, and I was going to order this air fryer. I said, I know it's not responding. Give me a break, will you? Just add it to the fucking page. I'm waiting for it to respond. It won't respond. going to be added now. There we go. No, that's the one. Oh, come on now. Where can I get rid of that? Sheriff says he's increasing patrols near her Arizona home after complaints about it becoming ghoulish tourist attraction. There's no one there. No news stations, even JLR doesn't even go to the house no more because they said there's no reason. You know what I mean? And then it goes on to say cops are increasing home after neighbours complained the area had become a morbid tourist attraction. Perhaps there are some people who think, yeah, we'll go and get our photos took. We'll give um, what is it called? I can't remember. And then it goes in the Catalina foothills neighbourhood, including at the home of Guthrie's daughter Annie. It comes after residents complained they were being harassed by YouTubers trespassing on their property during a homeowner association meeting on April the 9th. Guthrie's disappearance sparked a media frenzy outside her home. And I must admit, I was quite shocked to see that. Let them stay there. I thought they'd move them on, take them to the end of the road, whatever. Even Sorry, I did not realise it had gone off the screen and that I had been kicked off StreamYard. I don't know how much of that you got, but I'll put it back up on the screen. But it's literally saying about talking about the that the TMZ had received on the Monday that. Well, I'll get feck off with. I add to stage. I should have known it was too well. I've had three good lives where, you know what I mean? Where being able to play videos, where I've not been kicked off StreamYard. I knew that was too good to be true. But it literally talks about the ransom notes, really. And, well, first of all, it talks about how people are treating it as a tourist thing. But no one's there. No one's around that house no more. It's like a ghost town round there. There's no one there. I saw someone driving past it the other day, right? And I think there was a police car there or something, right? But that's it. There was no one there, no YouTubers, no newsreels, nothing. Because there's no information coming out. They're not going to waste the time sitting outside of a house where nothing is happening. So I don't know how many YouTubers were there. I know JLR was there. I know Dolly was there, but he was grifting, right? I don't know of any. There was some other YouTubers there, but I've never heard of them before, right? And I've not really gone and followed them. I'm not. So, but otherwise, those YouTubers have not been around that area, right? Since what, about 30, 30 about from about just before the 2 months. I think it's coming up to 3 months now, isn't it? So I think it was about after about the 2 month mark, everyone just left the area. What Nanos is moaning about is the fact that he's had to have a police car there. Oh dear, are we cutting into your budget, Nanos? Have you found out all your little mistakes you don't like? Hmm? So, and it just really peeves me, gets my goat. But apparently they're asking for one Bitcoin, half a Bitcoin to be paid to them, and then the other half, that I'm to join you. Blah, 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 another half after, something like that. But they said they weren't there. They also tried to clear themselves of any suspicion by stating they had been out of the US for 5 years and had nothing to do with the horrific crime. That doesn't mean you was you could be out the country, come back in the country, and then do a horrific crime. Doesn't mean just because you haven't been in the country. right? So oh god, what's that mean? This ain't the wrong, is it? No, so I've got to take that one off. And then share screen again. Fox News. Right? JLR knew what car Fox News was driving around in. It, it was always giving them glowing, don't like YouTubers. News stations are held to a certain they are only allowed to do what they're told. It's like if they're told to go and sit outside Nancy Guthrie's house and just to do a three daily reports every day until further notice about. So they can go around the area like that. All right, let's just get to this because they can't do those things, right? Even Brian Enton, even he's got his own YouTube channel. But I hope he was kicked out as well because he's a YouTuber. Hmm. Even though he got his own YouTube channel, he also was working for Channel 5 News or something like that. So he was doing his daily reports with them. But then he was making videos for his own channel as well. And when y'all see Sorry, everyone. I don't know how much you missed of that, but I will put it up again so you can read it yourself because this is just pissing me off now. Well, all the way through, he just mentioned media. So being kicked out and getting a bad name, and then like 16 days after Nancy's gone missing, Fox News are criticising you several times. It says it. The media. So I'm sorry if I keep getting. And before I come on live, I was saying every word I could fucking say before I came live. My little bubble around me was blue. Right? Going from the F word to the W word to the see you next Tuesday word and, well, everything. Just annoying me. So, why are they having YouTubers? I tell you, if anything, TikTokers are the worst ones because they go and do short videos and put it out there, right? Privacy, going on your properties and things like that. TikTokers tend to do that. I've never known YouTubers going to someone's property when they've been a missing person. I'm back again. StreamYard really don't like me tonight. But YouTubers really get a bad name, and they don't go on people's properties. When the FBI was doing their search of the area, right? Yeah, okay, JLR was there following them down the road, but he never once went onto property land. He stayed on the road. You had ever like news stations and all that, like literally on the heels of these FBI people. And everyone thinks when they're watching it, they're thinking it's YouTube, but it's not. They are TikTokers. They can be news channels. Everything. It's not YouTubers. And I'm fed up of YouTubers getting a bad name. YouTubers help a lot in cases. Because as I said, they can go places TV news channels can't. News channels have to stick to their routine. They have to be in a place, give out the morning show, right? And then they have to do an afternoon one, then an evening one, and things like that. So they're stuck to a routine. YouTubers aren't. They can stream all day long or just for a couple of hours a day. And then go off, have a look around the area, whatever they want to do. And they don't like it because they can't do that. And that's why you get news channels turning against YouTubers. You get sheriffs turning against YouTubers. It's got fuck all to do with YouTubers. Nanos, you said it yourself. It was the media. Several times in that piece of work I read. which you probably didn't hear half of it, right? You mentioned the media, not YouTubers, the media. So Nanos, go and spin on it. Just because you cannot get all your decent detectives you ever had moved, transferred to other areas because of something that went down years ago. All his decent detectives he had transferred. So then he's had, in the last 3 years, this is, so he's had to build up a new team, a new detective team. The one who'd been there the longest had only been a detective for 3 years, and he'd been there the longest. They are not equipped to do these cases. They rushed in and closed. Yes, they closed it down. Good idea. But then they reopened it up too soon. Because they did not want the FBI coming in on this case. Because that was the problem that Nanos had, was with the FBI. Because it's something that had happened years ago, a few years back. He does not like the FBI. Well, the FBI can't help it if some of your detectives have got sticky fingers. Just saying. Right? So, don't come blaming you. As we know, Nancy Guthrie case. What do we know? We don't know. Feck all. Right? He is out of his depth. And he should hand it over to the FBI. Even though the FBI are helping, he won't hand it over. It's not about your pride. It's about the missing person. I don't care if the dog down the road fecking found. You know what I mean? As long as my mother or whoever it was found. Why can't sheriffs and law enforcement officers be the same? They're out of the depth. The homicide unit, the detectives are not equipped for this. 3 years, the one detective has had. 3 years. The other detectives have been there, what, a year? 2 years, maybe? 6 months? 2 weeks? I don't know. But it was, I'm not going to say that they was bad at the job. Well, it was, but it's not their fault. It's not their fault. They're not equipped for this. They were equipped for the odd shooting, the odd shootout or whatever, you know what I mean? Where they can find the person involved, boom, done, you're going down, sort of thing. But they're not equipped for abductions and kidnappings. No law enforcement are. But at least you've got the FBI over here. We haven't got anything like that. We have to rely on the law enforcement to do their job. The police to do their job here. Yeah. And that might take a couple of weeks, but they do find them and they do find the person involved. Because there's no like in the UK, you don't get any, oh, well, we want it sent to this lab. No, we're sending it to this lab. We don't have none of that. They've never had anything like this before. So they should have handed it over to the FBI. I don't care about your pride. Pride is not. If I was Savannah, I'd be saying to the Nanos, look, you did your best. Mother. Good investigation is going to find my mother. Good intelligence, good data is going to find my mother. Not pride. And that's what Nanos' problem is too proud to hand it over. And people might say, oh, that's the same as Sebastian Rogers' case. No, in Sebastian Rogers' case, it's got nothing to do with pride. In Sebastian Rogers' case, keeping it covered over. They know if the FBI come in, if they hand it over to the FBI, they're going to be found out. And they're going down as well. Bye-bye. Sheriff Craddock, you piece of ish. Right? But in this case, it's pride. Because there's something that I have on it to sort it out. And something about some detectives or some sheriffs or something like that. I don't know the true facts. Nanos lost a lot of his detectives through it. They all transferred out. So then he's had to build up another team. And they're not equipped for it. They're not equipped. So I don't give a hoot. Put your pride. You're telling media to be responsible and all that lot. What about you, Nanos? What about you? Why can't you be responsible? Hold your head up high and say, look, we've done our best. We're handing it over to the FBI. And let them run it. Right? But every day you wait, every day you hold back from handing over to the FBI is precious time wasted. And all these ransom notes. Savannah said she believed the first two that come in. I don't. I don't. Because I'm sure if there's something in that email that said something about her mother, unless they said something about her mother that no one else knew, but Savannah and her siblings would know. Thank you, Annie. So unless there was something in those first two ransom notes that went to, but again, it went to news stations, not to the family. Or did they go to the family? Um, your YouTube details so I can make a mod again. Put your mod up here again. I think it's just your email I need. I don't know. Just email. I've got your email. Just send me your email. Write it in an email. Okay. So then I can put you as mod again. And anyway, so it's so fucking annoying. They'd made all these mistakes and now they want someone to blame. The neighbours that JLR ever spoke to were always very nice. Some of them were coming up to them and saying, don't leave, don't go, stay here, keep her name and her picture out there for us. That's what they were saying. And now they're saying that they're getting complaints off neighbours. Ooh, something I heard, and it was only JLR showed the live DVI, right? Apparently, the neighbour across the road from Annie, don't know how true it is, has got a significant police record. And that neighbour was the one who put a complaint in about Dolly. They did actually go to that house at one stage. The police did, but no answer. There was no answer from the house. So I don't know why they went there. I heard something about they wasn't happy with the YouTubers because they parked up their side that side road that goes up to their house. My husband did go to that house one night because JLR got it on camera. You know what I mean? He got it on his video, his lives. I thought they wouldn't send 2 police cars just because you've got a neighbour who's not happy with all the YouTubers and all the. Well, it wasn't all YouTubers, it was news stations and TikTokers and everyone else. But yeah, apparently the neighbour opposite allegedly, before you go running off saying, I said this, allegedly, it's got a police record. So that is interesting. Because people have been saying from day one, Nancy never left that area. Even though there's a car seen going past a person's house, literally 7 minutes after a pacemaker stopped transmitting to her phone. But I've heard nothing else about that car. We've got the video here. Where was it? Where was it? Oh, go off. Which one is it? Here. Come on, play it. You stupid piece of. Come on. Out because it's not. I'm clicking on stuff and it's not. Right, I hope you can still hear me. Right, I had to unmute myself because whenever I play a video, it mutes on my end and it should. Right? But we got that car going past, which is literally 7 minutes after her pacemaker stopped transmitting to her phone. Today, I have seen two clickbait videos. There's probably more. So they've tracked, and then on another one, it's going, wow, that isn't hard, is it? Because Sherlock, her phone was on the table. Well done, Sherlock. That's how much they had to search for her phone. It was on the fucking table. So I'm putting clickbait constantly. When I see anything like this now, I go up and I go, clickbait. Oh, God. Clickbait. Clickbait. Because there's nothing being said. Yeah. But he made it out to be some magic drastic. Oh my God, breaking news. Yeah. Oh, I hate it when they do clickbait things like that. But two YouTubers, 2 channels I've seen today with clickbait. One about tracing her phone. Well, that ain't going to be hard because it was on the table. And another one, suspect found. and you sit there and you watch it for getting yourself. See, my 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 titles may not be eye catching, but they're not clickbait, and they never will be. Whatever I put in my title, that is what I literally talk about. And if I don't talk about something, then I edit my title. You know what I mean? I never put a clickbait title out. I hate it. Because you think, oh my God, they found someone. So you go and look and you're sitting there for half an hour. You think, well, perhaps in a minute they'll talk about it. They'll mention who it is. They'll show the picture. They do this, they do that. And you get nothing. Sitting YouTube on my TV. I'm going through my YouTube channel live. I'm sitting here going, clickbait. Go to the next one. Clickbait. Says, how do you know it's clickbait? I said, sorry, you've just got to read the titles. Just read the titles. It's fucking clickbait. Right. Yeah. Then, clickbait. Because then you think how many people have clicked on those videos today. Because, especially if you're not up with the case, that one about the phone, everyone should know her phone was left at home, right? So when you see a thumbnail with a title, they tracked Nancy Guthrie's phone. Why? How can they track her phone? Her phone wasn't on it. It was in the kitchen time ago. Lag a coffee. Because even when a phone is turned off, it was saying today, it still pings from a cell tower. So, like, say you're going along a road and your phone's on, it pings on off tower, yeah. Then you think, well, I'm going to turn my phone off now because I don't want no one knowing where I am. You turn your phone off. They know your phone last pinged at this area. So they got a decent idea of where about you've gone. But we've heard nothing else about this car. And this was about 2, 3 weeks, maybe 3 to 4 weeks after Nancy went missing. And she tried to get in touch with the law enforcement and she couldn't get hold of anyone. No one come out to her. She left messages. No one come out. So she gave it to Fox News. Fox News. She gave it to them. And the same day that Fox News put this out, they went knocking on her door. That's funny, isn't it? Didn't want to know before, but now because they put this video out, you're all over it. Hold on, I've just got to take a phone call. Hold on. Sorry about that, everyone. That was my daughter-in-law. She only lives across the road, but, and I mean across the road, 30 seconds across the road. Put it out. That was at their house. But I don't know why it doesn't. I don't understand. They was looking for a vehicle because that's the only way she could have got out of that area was in a vehicle, right? They see a vehicle leaving 7 minutes after her. No, that was my daughter-in-law. Everything's okay. Everything's. What do you want? I said today when I was over there, I said, we were talking about something, and I said, Ellis is okay. Knock her head off because she's worse than Ellis. Honest to God. So, yeah. So, this is a video that FBI didn't want to really know about until it got put out by Fox News. Then, oh my God, we got to be seen as they're doing something. But they've done nothing about it. They've got a car, they've got the mic. Even the mob crew picked up on this video, and this is put before the end, and he sat there on a live that day, on a live, and my granddaughter's wicked. Do you want her? You can have her for feck all. I'll give her to you. Because both me and her mum just want to knock this little ish out of her. Because, oh my God, she knows how to push our buttons. I'm going to kill her. I'm going to kill her. You know what I mean? The say count down from 10. I have to count down from 100. That's how bad she And she's so jealous. If Ellis is putting up with his mum, she gets jealous. Right? Or if Ellis is playing with his dad, she'll get jealous. I can't deal with her because I just want to knock 10 tons of shit out of her. Because if it'd been my daughter, don't talk to me like that. Well, I can't. It's not my daughter. It's my granddaughter. And you're not supposed to be like that with your grandkids. You're supposed to be all nice and sweet and cuddly. No. She's a sassy little fecker. She's my little princess. But she's not, I've never spoilt her. You know what I mean? She can have her little tantrums and I'll go, carry on. You're not getting what you want. So carry on. You know what I mean? I'll just walk in another room. She's having a little tantrum today at home. Right? I can't remember what it's about now. Oh, something. Mum put the blanket over on the sofa and then she's moaning about. So I went, Olivia, that's all I have to do. Olivia. I said, yeah, you need height. And then she was wanting her pyjama bottoms, so her mum said, they're in the downstairs toilet, go and get them. No, you get them. I said, Olivia, get them. Otherwise I'm going to come and get your bum. So eventually, because her mum wasn't getting them for her, she got up. She really pushes your buttons, this little girl just. This is that video, as you all know. You've been watching it. Little Miss Sassy with a little attitude. Yeah. Yeah. It's like she accent me. I remember I said before about it, she was at nursery and the teachers is going to put her in for speech therapy. Right? And Simon said, why? She said, because we're having trouble understanding her. And then my son turned around and said, that's because she's putting the Brummie accent and the Dundonian accent together. Right? She uses Brummie words and Brummie accent for certain things and the Scottish accent and whatever for other things. And I went, oh. As soon as they really knew that, they understood every word that was coming out of her mouth. But she does have a Brummie accent. Listen, she really will. So, she's a little sassy pants. She knew her place. And it was, your children are to be seen and not heard, sort of thing. So, what else was I going to say? So, there's nothing really new. Apart from, you have got these YouTubers now putting these stupid rumours out there about what I've just said, which are clickbait. I will not entertain them. But there's nothing new. They're no nearer finding the person who's at their door. Hold on, I'll play you that video. Right, they're no nearer finding this person at this door than there was when they first got that video. Right? Now, they say she was brought out the front way. And I was listening to an a retired FBI agent, not the one we know who's been looking at the Nancy Sebastian's case, another one. And she used to work for the FBI for the she was the like a CSI person, but for the FBI, right? And she was saying, yeah, she was saying they don't. I think the plant neighbours, either to the side or to the back of her, has got a dog that barks. Now, did that dog bark when they went in on the night time? Something, because your hands would not be free to open the door, you'd be carrying something. So, unless they decided to go out the front way last minute, right? Because of the dog barking over the back, and the driver had to come round the front rather than go out the back way and over the back. Drivers had to drive round to the front, drive round the front way because there was a dog at the back. But I They've, they've got nothing on this case. They've got a person. They've got, and you know what else? It was on you X. As soon as this video come out, he did this height comparison how tall this guy was. Literally, what, 4 weeks after this video come out? 3 to 4 weeks after this video come out? Something like, 2 weeks. The FBI put that white tent up around the front door and done the measurements. And then come out and say, the person we're looking for is this tall and all this. Like, I thought, I already knew that because someone on X had already done it. And he worked it on the bricks, right, on the arch, and how large each brick is in height. Yeah. So he worked it out for each brick. It was this height and not that, and then. But he worked it out before the FBI even put anything out. Of that pork spray. I thought, you are being shown up left, right, and centre here. Right? And you wonder why there's all these conspiracy theories out there? Because these people, not me, I'm crap at anything like that. Right? But you've got some people who know what they're doing, know about measurements and all this crap. I don't. I'm 5'4" apparently, so they said when I got weighed and measured 3 years ago. I went, are you sure about that? And I said, well, last time I was 5'2". I said, and I'm sure as you get older, you're supposed to get shorter. I said, but you're now telling me I'm 5'4". So, but people are finding this information. And that's embarrassing, I think. That is really embarrassing. That people, every Joe blog, everyday Joe blogs is coming up with this information about the height of this person before the FBI. Now, the only thing I've noticed on this video is when he bends, he keeps that one leg straight. Even there, when he's bending, that leg is straight. And then when he bends here, leg, yeah, his right leg is kept straight when he bends. And the fact that he is pigeon-toed, he walks pigeon-toed, just like someone else we know from the family. So it's just, I don't know, it's just annoying. That 3 months nearly now. 3 months. And then go further along. What the hell are they doing? What the hell are they playing at here? Right, I'm going to see if I can find that YouTube. Let's see, YouTube. Come on. FBI agent. Nancy Guthrie, FBI agent. Take. Hang on. Come on. FBI. X FBI agent take on this. Let's see what we come up with. What's this? Sorry. Hmm. Yeah, like that man, I felt so sorry for that first guy they detained. They detained him and questioned him. Why? Why? Because because he delivered a parcel to the house. You know what I mean? That would have every fucking UPS, at Prime Delivery person, Amazon, all that lot, FedEx, people going, oh shit. We could be up for murder in some of these houses we go to. We don't know what's going on behind those doors. But because we're delivering parcels there, we could be pulled in. I felt really sorry for that man. But then there's the other guy they did, and I mentioned this the other night, Brian Engton. He knew about it. Someone tipped him off because he was sitting there outside on the road where this house was, and he was there before law enforcement got there. And he had the inside scoop on it. I thought, yeah, someone tipped him off. Because all the other YouTubers and newsreel people were up on this over in this other area, fucking miles away. You know what I mean? It was ridiculous that night was. Friday the 13th, I remember that night so clearly because the FBI had all these news stations and YouTubers and TikTokers running all over the place. They really did. But it's a bit like what they did with, you may not think what's going on in Iran is correct. But when Trump had to go and get that guy out of Iran, the pilot, they did some diversions where they had groups of planes in one area, then another group of planes in another, and another group of planes in this area. All a distraction for the IRGC. And they're thinking, well, what are those planes doing over there? And what are those planes doing over there? When really, they wasn't even there. They wasn't looking. They just had planes flying around. And they was like miles away doing the pickup of that other pilot. So that's sort of what they did with the Nancy Guthrie case. They had sent these YouTubers, put all this information, dropping little bits of tidbits out. And you had YouTubers, TikTokers, news stations. And I was sitting there watching that live, and it's like, you know, when you watch tennis and your head goes from one side to the other. That's what it was like, sitting there watching it on JLR's live, and you just heads going back and forth, side to side, because the cars were just zigzagging across the road, driving around this area and zigzagging across the road. But the FBI threw some distractions out that night because and then when they found out, by the time they got there, law enforcement were there, they closed the road off, everything. The only person who got inside is Brian Engton because he got there before law enforcement. And I'm trying to find this. Yeah, well, just listen to this. Oh, God, when was this made? 2 months ago now. This says at the beginning. Mm-hmm. Former FBI special agent. Let's have a look, see if this is the one. No, this isn't the one. No, it's a woman. Oh, no, the woman one. And it's, I don't know if you've ever seen her on anything to do with this Nancy Guthrie, but she's got like blonde, white hair, and she was like the CSI for the FBI. But a lot of this is all 2 months ago. So, retired FBI agent unpacks clues for solving Nancy Guthrie's. Right, and this is all by CBS Evening News. They're the ones putting all these conspiracy theories out there with the ex-FBI things. Oh, I can't find it. Because as I said, they're all like 2 months ago, and I know I was watching one the other week, just the other day. Because she was saying what she didn't see was because of this, because of the compound on the driveway, getting a tire tread off that is very, very hard. Slightest bit of wind can knock it over, knock something over it and clear it, right? So she said, and to take a photo of it, you've got to have the lighting at a certain angle, the camera at a certain, very, very low to the ground, right? So it can pick up the indents in the in in the driveway, and the light at the right angle. She said that is something I did not see happening. She'd sat and watched a load of drone footage. Now, drone footage was not by YouTube. Well, there's one YouTuber out there who's doing drone footage, but mainly News Nation was out there with the drones, right? Brian Anton said it himself. And she said the only thing she didn't see in any of that drone footage was any agent doing any tire tread mark. You know what I mean? Nothing. Saying really that should have been done within the first day. That should have been done within the first day or two because the compound is so loose. It doesn't hold, right? It doesn't hold the shape. Like the tire can go over it, but then the next, give it a bit of a wind or a breeze, and it's gone. So they really need to have done that very soon, early in the case. Said, but I never seen them do it once, and they should have. It's like they opened the house back up to the family on the Monday, and Brian Anton went up with his photographer, with his cameraman, because he was doing it for, at the time then, he was doing it not for his video, but for Channel 5 News. He's walked up to the porchway. There is blood in the porchway that had not been cleaned. So really, That was still full of evidence. Yes, they took swabs, right? But that blue T-shirt, found out that is what they used to give to the dogs for scent, and they left it on the side. That's evidence. That was evidence, and they've left it on the side. So it's like if they say the dogs have picked up a scent and followed it, yeah, and then they found, right, they found something else. If and when that went to court, they'd go, so what happened to the clothing that you used for the dog to get the scent? Um, 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 uh, oh yeah, we left it on the wall. Boom! That goes out the window. Because of all they know, that T-shirt or that top could have been anywhere. It could have been mixed in with some dirty washing, maybe in the basket, dirty linen basket. It could have been on the floor. It could have been anywhere. And then they picked it up and used it as her scent for her scent. And then just left it on the wall. That should have been bagged up again. Well, it should have been put in things so it gets a real proper scent of the item. But it wasn't put in a bag. It was left on a wall. So there's another thing. Law enforcement, sheriff's office, FBI. You big mistake there. Good job the dogs didn't find anything, isn't it? Because it would have been fucking thrown out. Because it should have been put into a bag to give to the dog, and then that bag should have been sealed up again and kept as evidence. That is then put as evidence. Evidence number one. So evidence number one. What is that? Oh, yeah, that is the top that we used for the scent for the dogs. And why is it in a bag? Because we put it in a bag so it keeps the scent in there. So then the dogs can just get the scent by sniffing into the bag. You don't, yeah, we just got a top out the wardrobe or top out the linen basket or whatever. We just shoved it under the dog's nose. Really? Really? Is that what you did? And then, oh yeah, and then we left it on the wall afterwards. For Christ's sake, someone else even walked up to that door because they noticed I can't remember what it's for now. Something to do with how the elderly and the domestic abuse and all this lot for the elderly and something like that. So someone else had even been up to that door and put a card in the door. What the feck? And that was done when the crime scene, I'm not sure if it had been done before it got closed off or after it got closed off, somewhere in between when it was opened and closed, somewhere in that time frame, someone had gone up and put that card in their door. So again, big mistake. And then when that pizza guy got, what the feck that police officer was doing, he was sitting in his car, this pizza delivery guy pulled up behind the police car, and everyone's outside the house, right? You got all the news channels, yeah? Everyone with all these big cameras and their little cameras, and JLR goes, oh my God, there's a guy, he's going up to the house. So he's picked up his tripod and whatever, and his camera, and he's going up and he's following him. He didn't go on the property. He followed him along the roadway, and he was watching him go up, and then he's seeing him come back, and this guy had gone all the way up the driveway, gone onto the porch, back down the driveway, and JLR said something like, "Do you know where you are?" And he's looking at JLR saying, "Oh, should I? Should I know?" And he said, "Have you not noticed all the cameras?" And that's when the guy's gone, "Oh," he says, "Nancy Guthrie's home." And JLR went, "Yeah." Well, with that, this pizza guy got on the phone and he phoned the person who made the order. And he's talking to this person on the phone. And then he's turned round to JLR and he went, "Is your name Jonathan?" He went, "Yeah." He said, "This order's for you." One of his subscribers, right, had ordered pizza for him, about 3 pizzas, and had it delivered to Nancy Guthrie's house. She said, the guy said, the woman said, "You need to check your messages because they chat, ask." You know what I mean? You can't catch them. And so, but this pizza, and the police officer, the sheriff, only noticed this pizza guy there once he come back down the driveway, right, and was stood there talking to JLR. That's when he noticed him, and that's when he got out of his car. I thought, "Are you for fucking real? Are you for real? You've just sat in that car. You've not noticed this car pull up behind you, and a guy get out, walk up to the house, knock on the door, wait a minute or so, come back. After that, that's when the police sheriff's car was parked up on the driveway, right? At first, it was parked in front of the house on the driveway, but then they started putting it up the side, looking down onto the roadway. But they was letting they let maintenance money, they let a gardener in. I'm thinking, what? This is a crime scene. That was funny though. And didn't see him get out the car, walk up to the house, knock on the door, come away, walk down the driveway again to go to his car. Did not see none of that. He only noticed him when JLR started talking to him. I thought, that is bad. That was real bad. So this is how laughable. And I feel sorry for the sheriffs because as we keep saying, they are not ready. They are not equipped for this sort of case. They're not. So it's just a shame. It's just a shame. And the only person suffering, the only person losing out on this is Nancy. Nancy is the one who's been failed by the inadequate, what's the word I'm looking for? Inadequate work by a sheriff whose pride is coming into place. And it shouldn't be about pride. Hand the case over, Sheriff Nanos, you piece of ish. You can't do no more. Hand it over to FBI. Let them get the nitty gritty deal going. Because you are just wasting time, and every day, every minute, every hour that goes by, you think you're helping Nancy or the family? No, you're not. And by kicking YouTubers off, you've got Nothing. I know he wasn't happy with Brian Anton. So, anyway, I know it's only a short live tonight, but I could do with an early night tonight. As I said, there isn't much going on in the Nancy Grace apart from Nanos having his little hissy fit and kicking all the YouTubers out. I'm the big man here. Oh, you listen to me. You're out. Go fuck yourself, Nanos. Do your job right before you start telling us YouTubers to get out. Only because those YouTubers there picked up on your mistakes that you don't like it, and that's why you've been banging your big chest, puffing your soft chest up and hitting it like fucking Tarzan, which you're not, and kicking them out. You just get yourself off this case, Nanos. Get yourself off this case. Put your pride to one side and hand it over. And so we won't be getting no more live feeds from. I don't know. I think there is still one YouTuber in the area, but he's from that area anyway. I think because he's got the police. He has a police monitor. I think he's from that area, so they can't really kick him out, can they? He's already into the song. He lives there. So I'm going to leave it at that. As I said, there wasn't much to report on in this case. Nanos just being charged and thinks he's being charged. And that word, the YouTubers are causing hassle around the area. Well, they're not. They're not. Get your facts straight, Nanos. They're not. You don't like it because YouTubers are keeping her name and whatever out there. You are at the point where you, Nanos, want this case to just slowly die and be swept under the carpet, like so many other sheriffs that we know, who just like to sweep everything under the carpet because you and your pride won't let anyone else in. Anyway, I'm leaving it at there. As I said, there wasn't much to talk about tonight. And there wasn't much to talk about on Sebastian at the moment. I'm going to see if there's any new cases come up anywhere. And I'll keep meaning to do a video on that little Dior. Dior Kunz Jr., that little boy who went missing from the campsite. I keep meaning to do a video on that. I've been meaning to do it for the last 2 weeks and I haven't done it yet. So I will, for some reason, it's not coming up. Thank you. Fuck's sake. You, StreamYard, tonight you're so slow. So I'll be back tomorrow and we'll be back with, I don't know if, it won't be Nancy, but it might be something to do with the king hats tomorrow. Get those foil hats out. Dust them off again. Because they'll be talking about the UFOs. And all these missing. I had a nice long email off from you the other week. A long email. So we're going to be going through that email bit by bit. Okay? So until then, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. If you're on X, please consider coming over to YouTube and help me build my channel up again. Because there's some nasty people out there who didn't like what I was saying. But you know what? I don't give a rat's ass. I'm now starting over again, building my channel up again. So please consider coming over to YouTube and subscribing to my channel. Or if not, subscribe, my lives go on there as well. Okay? And I will see you all tomorrow night. Thank you all for being here. Those like X, those on YouTube, anyone who's sitting in the bushes, if there was anyone. I can't see them in the bushes, you see. So, until then, everyone, take care and be good. And I'll be back tomorrow. Till then, good night.
I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so stressed out. Everything just feels like a test that I fail, so depressed when I can't seem to get out. But something deep inside won't let me